So for Read Time today, I'm going to show you some books that we already read, and we're going to discuss some things about the books. So remember when we read this book, Some Things Change? This is the story when we learn that some things are changing, and we also learned that some things stay the same. We learned that day changes into night. We learned that we can change our minds. We learned that we get taller. We learned that cloudy days can turn to sunny days. I mean, this book was talking a whole lot about different types of changes. Looky here. Do you remember what his box changed into? Yes, this was a great story. I learned a lot in this book. We learned that ice changes to water, water changes to ice. This was an interesting book to read. This book was the first book we read to talk about what changes were and help us to understand what changes were. We also read the book, The Apple Pie Tree. You remember this book, don't you? This book started off talking about the seasons and the different things that happen in each of the seasons. Yeah, so we're looking at this apple tree pie and it starts changing throughout the different seasons. And we learned that at the very end of the season in autumn that the red apples are ready for picking. So we use those apples to make a delicious apple pie. Look at, they're making the apple pie. And they got those apples from the tree that grew all year long. Yeah, this book was very fun. If you want, you can try making an apple pie at home. Another book we read this unit, you remember this one, Growing Like Me? We learned a lot of different things in this book too. What do you remember about this book? We learned many things was growing into different things in this book. Plants were growing and changing, animals were changing. We learned that the weather was changing. Wow, he is changing. This book was very fun to read. I was so shocked when I learned that an acorn can turn into an oak tree. I remember that. Yes. And then I remember we also read Moon Bear's Pet. This book had lots of interesting changing things in it as well. There was a character that changed in this story, and it was quite interesting because both Moon Bear and Little Bird thought that the pet was something different than it actually was. So I enjoyed the story anyways. It had a great ending. Out of all the books that we've read, which one was your favorite? Why? Why was that one your favorite? What types of things, what types of changes did you learn about in this unit? What are the 4 seasons? And what is something you want to learn more about? Well, that's all the time we have for Read Time, guys. I'll see you in Blue Time.